guys, it's Gretchen and welcome back to my channel. A little bit ago, I did a video regarding regaining weight after weight loss surgery. Like I mentioned in that video, I want to start sprinkling in a little bit more regarding weight loss surgery because that is what my channel started as. Fun fact, if you didn't know, I had weight loss surgery April 2017, yada yada, lost 130 pounds, all that fun stuff. Going off of regain after weight loss surgery, I thought I would talk today about a video that's it's one of those things that's not discussed enough, I feel like, before you get weight loss surgery. And it's definitely not one that's talked about a lot afterwards. Like, those of us who've been through weight loss surgery, I'm fairly certain that we all deal with this, much like regain. But that is body image after weight loss surgery. It's kind of hard for me to talk about this just because I struggle with this every single day. It's not something that I like to admit, but it's one of my biggest struggles, just being honest. It's one of my biggest struggles is how I view myself after losing 130 pounds. So that is what I'm going to talk about today. This particular video is about body image after weight loss surgery. This is not going to be something that is just body image in general, though it could apply to just body image in general. But this is specifically for those of us who have had weight loss surgery of any kind. It doesn't matter what kind it was. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy, but it could also be like lap band or gastric bypass or the duodenal switch, whatever it was that you had. I feel like this is something that's across the board. So first of all, the first thing to say is that everyone's weight loss journey, not even just weight loss surgery journey, but everyone's weight loss journey is very different. There is no linear path for weight loss. There just isn't. Everyone's path is different. Everyone's journey is different. We all experience different things, much like body image. We all experience it a different way. There are ups and downs all the time. Going back to the regain after weight loss surgery, that is definitely what we would consider a down, probably, unless you realize that you needed to do that. Then it's an up. I don't want to put words in the mouths of others by saying this next part, but we all go into weight loss surgery being like, oh, if I can hit this weight, I'll be happy. Or if I can reach this size, I'll be happy. It's just what we do. It's kind of in the back of our minds. You know, we get weight loss surgery because we do want to be healthy, but there's always that number factor that we're always striving for. And so for me, before I even got weight loss surgery, my happy number was 150. My happy size was 8, preferably a 6. And I just kept saying to myself, if I can get to that number, I'll be happy, whether it's a 6 or a 150. They're not always, jointly together. And I just kept saying to myself, I'll be happy once I get there. I'll be happy once I get there. I will be happy, finally, once I get there. Because at, 250 plus pounds, I was not happy. So when it comes to weight loss surgery, once we start seeing the weight come off, our focus is less on that, and then we start turning our focus elsewhere, such as the areas that start popping up in our minds as problem areas. So whereas before we were primarily focusing on our weight, now we start focusing on things like saggy skin, stretch marks. You look at your face and all of a sudden you see marionette lines, things like that. You also start to lose assets, no pun intended, because your butt is the first thing to go right along with your boobs. I don't know what it is, but the two of them, they volunteer as tribute and they get out. But we start focusing on those areas. We've lost the weight, and then all of a sudden we're like, now what am I left with? So something that we are told is that with weight loss surgery, the first year after we get it is when you can expect to lose the most weight. And that ended up being true for me. It's not true for everyone, but it's what you can expect. I lost the most weight within that first year. By 6 months out, I was getting close to my first goal weight. After you get to that year mark, it slows down, and then you enter something called maintenance, which is where you get to a number and you're like, all right, this is where I want to be. I need to maintain this. But despite all of this, all of the struggles that you have been with, you have lost the weight, you've finally done something that you didn't think you could do. You look in the mirror and you still see your old self. Raise your hand if you do that, because I certainly do. You do not see the person who has come so far and has lost all the weight that you have managed to lose. Bring this to body image. Something to keep in mind about body image is that the thoughts about yourself develop really early, long before you've ever considered weight loss surgery. Something to keep in mind, were you bigger as a child? That can directly lead into the development of your body image. As a child who was much bigger than the rest and got teased for it constantly in elementary school, my body image has always been pretty much, you know, bad. And as such, when you develop it earlier, you know, from childhood on, it can be harder to break that thought process of what you look like. As I mentioned before, there are definitely ups and downs when it comes to weight loss of any kind, whether it's weight loss surgery or other means of losing weight. There are definitely ups and downs. Some of those ups are that you physically feel better. You can do a whole lot more. A lot of those ailments that you experienced before have diminished. Like for me, I had the beginnings of like hypertension. It would hurt for me to do things like just going upstairs. Of course, it still hurts for me to go upstairs because, you know, your girl is a little out of shape at this point. And other ups are doing things that you just didn't think you could do before, or like you wouldn't have done before at a bigger size. It's something you wanted to do, but you're like, oh, well, I can't really do that because, you know, of how I am. And then you lose the weight and you're like, oh my gosh, I can actually do that now. It's really an exciting feeling. The downs though, that come with losing weight, especially a large amount of weight. This isn't just like, you know, 10 pounds or something like that. Not saying that 10 pounds isn't something. 10 pounds is something. But when you lose like 100+ pounds, sometimes you don't get to like revel in that an amazing accomplishment because you're too busy focusing on past you. And as such, you can't enjoy your new body because you see the old one. So, how can we improve overall body image? Isn't that the $1 million question? I'm 30 years old. I have been bigger my entire life. I've dealt with a little bit of regain after my weight loss surgery. My body image is worse now than it was before my surgery. There were maybe some times where I felt, oh, I'm having a pretty good day. I'm looking pretty good. But the majority of the time, I don't. The majority of the time, I look at myself in the mirror. I don't see what others see. And as such, my body image of myself is pretty shit. So what are some ways that you can kind of turn your body image of yourself around, kind of make it a more positive feeling? What are some things you can do? First of all, be kind to yourself. You're kind to your friends, you're kind to your family. Why can't you be kind to yourself? Try those positive affirmations. Talk positively to yourself. Be like, look how far you have come. You have done incredible things. Don't ever diminish those accomplishments. Remember where you were and how hard you've worked to get where you are right now. Even if you've experienced regain, hi, hello, I have come so far. I mean, again, I was 250 plus. I am now teetering between like 136, 140. It depends on like what I've eaten or what I've done or what I haven't done. I've come so far. It really does help to put things in perspective. Again, I totally understand looking in the mirror and being like, wow. But then I remember to myself, Gretchen, you were 250 plus pounds. You are now 138. You have done so much. Practice some self-care. And it really depends on what you consider self-care. For me, self-care is getting ready early for like bed or whatever and doing a face mask and playing some video games with my boyfriend and some friends and just chilling, editing photos. Those to me are self-care, like lighting a candle and just relaxing at, you know, 7 o'clock in the evening. That to me is self-care. You may think self-care is something else. If concerts were still happening, that is definitely self-care for me. Concerts are not happening right now, so obviously I gotta find other outlets for self-care. Relaxing, giving myself a moment. That to me is self-care. You know, what is self-care to you? Kind of think about those things. What do you consider self-care? Self-care to you may be different to me, and that's fine. That's why it's called self-care. Not just, you know, care of others, self-care. This next one is a big one, and I am guilty of it. So guilty of it. Stop comparing yourself to others in all aspects. Your journey is not the same journey as someone else. Everyone's journey is different. Stop comparing yourself to others. So for those specifically with weight loss surgery, we like to look at people with very similar stats who have already had surgery, who have been through this before, and we like to be like, all right, where are you at currently? You know, what can I expect to lose at 5'6" height and 253 pounds? Where can I expect to be by 6 months? Not everyone's gonna get to the same place at 6 months, or a year, or 2 years, or 10 years. Everyone's journey is different. Also, stop comparing yourself to people on the internet. Again, Going back to Instagram, those photos that I post on there, you also don't see how sometimes I try and get the best angles because I've got a muffin top in a particular outfit. I hate my shoulders, so I'll constantly do things like this to make my shoulders look smaller. It's so easy to fake a look online. So easy. There's so many easy ways to fake it. Stop comparing yourself to others, because when you compare yourself to others, you rob yourself of happiness. I need to repeat that one to myself multiple times a day. Maybe even taking a break from social media, even just for a day. Just like unplug from social media, which unlike faking angles in a photo, unplugging for social media is difficult. Believe me, I get it. I haven't been able to accomplish that task yet. That being said, taking a break does wonders for your mental health. Or it can do wonders for your mental health, which body image ties right on into your mental health. Think of yourself and what you need. When you find yourself thinking negatively about whatever it is, body image wise, point out a positive. So if you start to beat yourself up for gaining back 5 pounds, remind yourself how many you've already lost in the process. If you start berating yourself for the saggy skin that you had, remind yourself how there was a time where you longed for saggy skin. Again, going from experience there. I longed for the day where I would end up having saggy skin because that meant I did something and that I lost the weight that I so desperately wanted to get rid of. Something else to keep in mind. You know those compliments that you receive and you sometimes just brush them off because you don't feel like you deserve them? Accept them. You have done remarkable things. You deserve those compliments. Others don't see you through your eyes. They see you for how you are. We sometimes have a distorted view of what we look like and how others perceive us. Accept those compliments. It may feel strange at first to accept them, but if someone says, wow, you're really looking good, say, thank you. I've worked hard, or even just simple thank you. You don't even need to elaborate. Accept them, don't just brush it off. People won't give you compliments unless they truly mean it, I promise. They don't have to give you compliments. And one final thing that I personally have found to be incredibly helpful for my overall body image, as well as my own mental health, surround yourself with positive people who are gonna push you in a positive way. Surround yourself with people who make you feel better, who motivate you. You don't need negativity from others. You're already dealing with enough internally as it is. You don't need it from outside. Surround yourself with those positive people who are gonna uplift you, who are gonna motivate you, who may still push you, but they're positive about it. There's no backhand compliments or no passive aggressiveness. Find those people. Surround yourself with those people. And I promise you, you will end up feeling better. It may not solve all your problems, but you will start to notice a difference. Body image is an incredibly tricky thing to deal with. And especially since it's something that develops so early in our lives, it's hard to break it. It sucks with weight loss surgery that it's not something that's harped on enough. I feel like that your body image can become extremely distorted after you've had the surgery and after you've lost the weight. I personally am still struggling with body image, mental health when it comes to that, but I'm working on it. The point of this video is I want others to know that they're not alone in those feelings. If you're not feeling that, if you've developed such a good body image of yourself, whether it's after weight loss surgery or just weight loss in general, I'm so proud of you. A little jealous, but proud. If anyone is dealing with these kind of struggles and you feel like nothing's helping, seek help. Whether it's, professional or even just talk it out with a friend or a family member, talk with someone. Journaling also is a good way to get out those feelings. Go seek some professional help. They may be able to assist you in developing a better body image. I personally have not gone that route just because of time. Let me know in the comments below if you have had weight loss surgery before and have dealt with any issues like this yourself, whether you've got a good body image of yourself right now. What tips do you have for others to help build their body image back up? You're not alone if you're dealing with this. I promise. I promise you're not. And just be there for one another. Be kind, be nice. Don't tear people down. Simple as that. Whew, that was a lot. But that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big ol' thumbs up. Go on down there and hit that subscribe button, wherever it may be. I don't know. Even though I do, this is just my shtick now. Also hit that notification bell in case you want to know when I upload, and in case YouTube wants to let you know when I upload, because I would really appreciate it. And until next time, bye guys.